Have you heard about that promotion they're doing at the pet store? Buy one dog, get one flea. Thank you very much. That was a great joke. Welcome to the video, guys. And it is now Halloween, the creepiest day in the world. This isn't right. These lights aren't the right colour. Yes. There you go. That better? Oh, it's the other ones aren't. Hang on. We'll do them all green. Should have done at the beginning of the video, really. This is poor. There we go. Ah, it's all creepy. Shut up, it's my normal face. So today I'm going to be looking at the Dead quadrilogy. And another thing I've fucked up on, I don't have all the films with me, but I've got a couple here. So we'll go through each one and we'll talk about the films themselves. Before we begin, I just want to say a massive shout out to a channel I've discovered recently. They don't know I exist, which is absolutely fine, because why would they? I'm nobody, but they certainly are somebody, and I wanted to say a massive thank you to Pod Mortem. I will put their link down there. They are a fantastic horror channel. They also have a Spotify, which is where I listen to them, and on my night shifts when I'm working away, I've got them. I'm listening to them and enjoying their podcast. So yeah, really good. They talk about horror films and they discuss them, and they literally go through the plot. They look at sort of the facts that they come out with are fantastic. They're really good. They're really funny, really nice. A bunch of people as well. They're really good, and they're a pleasure to listen to, and they have kept me company on many a night, which is really good. Not actually, and that'd be a bit rude and a bit kinky, but in a sort of a non-kinky way, they're very good. So well, thank you very much for them, and yes, please check them out. Please support their channel. They are well worth the listen, and they're very good. So without further ado, welcome to the video, and today I wanted to talk about 4 films. And I'm going to include Land of the Dead in this, that are 4 of the most important films ever for me personally. I started my horror journey really getting into horror films with The Evil Dead and The Thing. They were the 2 films that really got me. But then I really got into zombies, and it was before zombies were cool, so shut your face. I do apologise. I'm drinking myself a Shipyard today, which is a really nice... I went to the brewery in Norwich in England. It's very nice. And that's a very malty beer. It's lovely. Enough about beer. This isn't a beer review channel. This is a video where we're going to be talking about these films. So yeah, so I'm going to go through each one. We're going to talk about which one's the best and what was the best bits and some stuff like that. So yeah, I found George A. Romero. What a fantastic guy. Sadly, we lost him. But yeah, let's talk about him. So the first one in the quadrilogy is Night of the Living Dead, 1969. And it was a kind of brave film to release. George A. Romero co-writing with another guy, and we won't talk about him, but he went off to create a little franchise called Return of the Living Dead. The film plays out as it's basically a bunch of people held up in a cabin, or held up in like a sort of a house or like a farmhouse, being surrounded by the dead, and then obviously they fight their way out and things happen. I won't spoil the plot in case you have never watched it before. The film is fantastic. George A. Romero has this huge point of always casting very intricate leading ladies. Not so much with the first one, but there's always like an integral final girl, and she's always a mixed bag for the 3 films, and I'll explain that. In the first one and the remake for this, the 1990 Tom Savini remake, did Barbara a lot better than this one. She's very in and out on this particular one, whereas in the 1990 version of Night of the Living Dead, she's a hell of a lot better. She's more together. She breaks down at the beginning, and then she quickly gets herself sorted, and she's able to, get herself into the zone and fight the zombies, and she understands a little bit more about what she's meant to do, and she starts to overcome her fear a lot more, whereas in the 60s version she's a lot more kind of damsel in distress. The film plays out. They also have a lot of strong leading black roles, or black people roles. Always a strong black man in every single one. I'm just checking. Yeah, in every single one. And that's fine. That is absolutely fine. The first one for me is a good film, but it's not a deal breaker for me. I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't say it was perfect. For me, it's coming up. It's not there yet. But Night of the Living Dead was a fantastic film. I'd probably give it around about a 7 out of 10. I just think that it lacked a lot. And I struggled with it a little bit more than the other ones. Let's fast forward to Dawn of the Dead, and I have it here. Dawn of the Dead. More kind of my expertise, this one. Dawn of the Dead was released in 1978. I mean, once again, he was given a very, very small budget. He's in this, his wife's in this, his dog's in this, his nan's in this, his uncle's best friend's mechanic's in this. Every fucker's in this film for him, in his family. And that's what I love that about horror and independent cinema. It's always about different people being involved in these films, and it's like, we'll just get that guy down there, he's sweeping the street at the moment, but he might want to be a zombie. And that was very much what this was. The makeup artists would very much just apply their own makeup and get on the set and be a zombie for 5 minutes. It's the classic kind of Halloween stuff where, I don't know, one of the producers would just go, oh, give me the mask and I'll be the shape for 2 seconds, for this one scene, because I don't know, Castle's out. He's not doing something. He's buggered off. Give it me and I'll do it. Same thing. This kind of independent cinema really lended itself to that, and you don't see that today. You don't see that anymore. Dawn of the Dead is so. Whereas Night of the Dead, there's kind of like a beginning to it, and there's a chance that things could improve. There's the militia. They're kind of taking people. They're taking zombies out and everything like that, and they're kind of trying to control it. In this one, this is the dawn. So this is the beginning of the end, in theory. This is the dawn of the dead. The zombies are in full swing. They are just, the time to have sorted all this out would have been a long time ago. It hasn't happened. Now we're all screwed. We're in some serious trouble now because it's all going tits up. Yeah, that's this film. Our protagonists, they get out of the city. They find a mall and then they bunker down there for the time. They spend most of the film. It's a weird film because it's got a lot of heart to it, and I do enjoy this particular film. This wire from this radiator is fucking pissing me off because it's in the way. Get off, you bloody thing. I'm going to have to there you go. Just stay there. Sorry, I've got a little radiator warming my loins, as I said in the last video, and it's still here. It's very cold in here. So Dawn of the Dead, yeah, it kind of lends itself to that point of, there's a lot of social commentary there, which is to do with consumerism, and it's to do with sort of the dead being kind of only remembering what they always did, which was to go to the shopping mall and spend money. So they are drawn to the building, not the fact that there's people inside. It also lends to the idea of man's inhumanity to man. So we have a group of bikers. They're obviously like scavengers, so they drive around the country just stealing and looting and killing. They find the mall and they want it. The film spends a long time with the group trying to establish the mall. And that is quite important because it lends itself to why they wouldn't want to give it up to scavengers. So they spend a lot of their time then going, no, you're not having this. This is mine. You can't have this, which is great, which works perfectly for me. But yeah, it's one of those movies that it doesn't feel very long. It's quite a long movie, but it doesn't feel super long. And the last kind of half an hour is very intense. Once again, we've got a strong leading black role in there. The main guy, he's The alternative ending was that he was going to die in this film. He was going to be left behind, and is it Julia? I think she flies off in the helicopter. That doesn't happen in this at all. He fights his way through the zombies and escapes with her, and then there's hope. But Dawn of the Dead, really good film. Probably give it an 8 to an 8.5 out of 10. Just based around the fact that it's good fun. It's got hyper red blood. It's ridiculous. It's over the top, but it is a really good movie, and it's definitely worth the watch. But it does lead me on to my favourite, and I have made a video on this on the channel, Day of the Dead. Now, this is my special super mega edition Blu-ray, which I love this. I bought this, and look at that picture on the back, so cool. So Day of the Dead, if Dawn of the Dead was the beginning of the end, Day of the Dead is very much the end of the end. It's the last remnants of anything human. We are completely finished. The time to have stopped them would have been 2 films ago. We've really fucked the button on this one. We don't stand a chance. We're fucked. The zombies have taken over. They have literally taken everything away. And we are now confined to underground. So in theory, if you think about Night of the Living Dead, we could run. We were surrounded, but we could get away. In the Dawn of the Dead, we had to fly away. And now in this one, so the land was still quite free in the first one. The sky was free in the second one. Now there's nothing. We are condemned to under the floor. We have had to bury ourselves in like a tussock moth. We have nothing left, which is exactly what this movie identifies. And it's a strange film because it wasn't the original concept of the film. The original concept of the film was going to be a hell of a more grander affair. And we had this facility where they were training zombies. We don't get that now. What we do get is a film about, once again, man's inhumanity to man. We have 2 groups, a scientific and a civilian team together, and then we have the military team, and they just bounce off each other. They hate each other. We've got Rhodes, who's a complete fucking prick. We've got Steele, who's like his muscle. And then you've got Sarah, and this is where the leads go. So in the first female lead, we've got a damsel in distress. In the second one, she's a damsel in distress that becomes useful. So she sort of grows. So we've got a growing character. Excuse me. Sorry. In the third film, she is very much capable. She's brilliant. She's the only one holding everything together. She's capable. She's smart. She's efficient. She's ready to do what she needs to do, and she shows that multiple times. She's ready to get involved. She is so dedicated to the task, but also dedicated on getting the group through the task that you can't see her as anything but a strong character. Once again, a strong black role again. We've got I forget what his name is now. Wow, it's a great video, isn't it? He's the chopper pilot, and he's great. I mean, he's just genuinely everybody. You can't not like him. But it's one of my favorite movies. It's really well made, and a lot of people don't like it so much. 1985 it came out. The effects are just insane. They are so good compared to anything else, really. The 80s was a really interesting time because we had The Thing come out in that, and that was insane as well. That was just next level. We had Evil Dead. We had Evil Dead 2, sorry. We had, excuse me, obviously Day of the Dead, and we had all kinds of really good horror films, The Fly and everything like that just showed how technically proficient these people were with practical effects. And that's why I think practical effects are the best, to be honest. I love a film with practical effects. I get very pissy when they have CGI effects. But yeah, Day of the Dead, one of my favourite movies. But it leads us on to the last one. And the last one for me, I love this film, and I love it just simply because of one reason, and that's because it came out when I was able to see it in the cinema. So it came out sort of like early 2000s. It was like 2004. And it was a long time. That's 20 years. He'd released a Dead film every decade up until this film, which was 20 years. 20 years is a long time to not have a movie released. I do have it here. If I can reach it, I don't think I can, which is very sad because it is signed by George himself. I can't reach it. I'm not going to start uprooting stuff. So Land of the Dead is the beginning of a new world. And we can see it from two different points. We can see it from the zombies' point and we can see it from the humans' point. Because now the humans have become inhuman. The zombies are just sort of settled. They no longer chase meat unless it's in front of them. Because there's no meat to chase. They're just kind of ambling along. But they're starting to learn again. And it's I think particularly, especially at that time as well, there was a lot of government upheaval. We had September the 11th, and we had a lot of very harsh systems where we were almost questioning our own governments, questioning what they were doing. We had issues with them. And then you have this place in Land of the Dead where it's Fiddler's Green, and we've got the rich living in Fiddler's Green, which is this massive skyscraper, and the poor live on the ground. They're dying, they need food, they don't have enough anything. And that's where the commentary really was with this film. But I think there's also another commentary there, and that commentary is, and stay with me here because this is a real reach, I think. Sorry, I've just snapped this on my little controller. I do apologise. That was sorry. So, in my opinion, I think it's to do with abortions. Hold on. So, in the first three films, the zombies are nothing. They're not really human. They're not anything. They're dead. They're reanimated corpses. They don't have any emotion. We see the beginnings of an emotion when we see Bub in Day of the Dead. We see him become emotional. We see him start to understand. He can use things, but he can use them correctly. So he's not just holding something and then he uses it to bludgeon. He can use a razor. He looks at a book. He can use the phone and say, "Hello, Aunt Alicia." This is a zombie that is becoming proficient. So we see the remnants, and it's for me, it's the debate, isn't it? What is murder? Is it when something has cognitive thought, or is it something that is alive at the beginning? And it really does come into question in this film because the zombies are starting to think. They're not just mindless anymore. They are starting to maybe not regain themselves fully, but they are starting to become more aware of what they're doing. And this in Tale turns them from being walking, shambling nothings to human beings. And then our humans are now killing them. And it's quite brutal because we're watching the zombies die, but now there's a big ethical question of whether they're actually dead and while we're actually murdering people now. And I think it does come down to abortions. I maybe you don't agree, but I've got that theory in mind. The movie isn't quite as good as the first three. It's still really good fun. It feels a bit rushed in places, like they're trying to spike information in, and I really struggle with it because it is a great movie. I mean, it's good fun to put on. The effects are still absolutely amazing. Mick Olivatero is still in this. He's still doing fantastic effects. Amazing. Tom Savini makes an appearance again as Machete from Dawn of the Dead. He kills someone with a meat cleaver though, but he does that. We've got some amazing visual effects, a bit of CGI snuck in there as well, which doesn't always break, but it's fine. It's the era of it was what was going on at the time. But basically the zombies decide they've had enough of these humans coming along and just gunning them down and fucking off. Because the humans are having to go into towns to take supplies for the town. That's their job. The zombies then go on a mass exodus, so there's like a mass odyssey of zombies to find where the source of these humans is coming from, which is obviously Fiddler's Green. And then also there's the other plot of one of the humans who's been delivering lots of things for the main guy Kaufman. Dennis Hopper. John Leguizamo's in this as well, so it's a bit of a Mario reboot. We just needed, and what was his name? Was it Anthony Hopkins? We just needed him back in. Not Anthony Hopkins. Who was it? Who was it now? Oh, what's his name? Can't remember. Not Anthony Hopkins, though. Shit, I can't remember. Played Buster. He's an English guy. Can't remember. Anyway, he's not in it, so it doesn't matter. Fuck me, I'm rubbish today. What's the matter with me? But he feels wrong, so he takes off with this massive truck called Dead Reckoning and threatens to destroy Fiddler's Green unless he gets a load of money, which I don't know what he's going to do with that, because currency, what the fuck does currency even mean? And that is really the plot. The zombies get there, our main characters have to go and get their truck and bring it back. That is the plot. I mean, it's good fun. It's a very action-packed movie. It does move along at a decent pace. Got a lot of cameos, including Simon Pegg and Edgar Wright as zombies. And it's really good fun. And yeah, there you go. So that's the 4 main movies. I would probably give... Oh, sorry, I didn't give my scores. Score for Day of the Dead, I would definitely give us 10 out of 10. If I've seen that film once, I've seen it a million times, and it never gets old. It's perfect. Land of the Dead, I give it probably about an 8. It is great fun, and it holds a special place in my heart because that was the film I got him to sign. That was the movie that was out at that time. I was working on projects at university for my illustration, and I did a lot of that stuff. Really good. Yeah, I was really pleased to meet him at that time. He's such a wonderful man, so friendly. And Tom Savini, what a guy. He's the nicest guy you could ever meet. The only person I think who could possibly beat him in being nice is either Bruce Campbell or Danny Trejo. I think Danny Trejo would possibly be the nicest guy on earth. I just have this feeling. He always plays a bad guy, but I know full well he's such a nice dude. But yeah, there you go. So that's my 2 penneth on those 4 films. And yeah, I just wanted to talk about it seeing as it's Halloween. I do love my horror films, and yeah, there you go. Guys, thank you very much for joining me on this video. I don't have much more to say. Please like, subscribe, support the channel, and like I said before, please go to Podmortem. Podmortem, I will put their link to their channel in this description, and please go and have a look. They're so good. They're really good fun to listen to, and their chemistry is great between them. They really do make me chuckle. Thank you guys, and I shall see you in the next video. But until then, have a wonderful Halloween, whatever's left of it until this video comes out, and I shall see you in the next one. Goodbye, everybody.